Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a classic album review on a grunge band that I have been uh, pretty obsessed with lately. And just for the record, this is going to be one out of two videos that I plan on making today. As you guys are fully aware, Wednesday is the day that my mom and I go out and do stuff. And hopefully, when I get back, I will have a brand new CD pickup video for you guys. But for right now, I'm going to do a classic grunge album review, and the band is Stone Temple Pilots, and the album is called Core. This is their debut album from 1992, the year I was born. So yeah, this album's 27 years old, just like me. How about that? This is actually they call this it's a deluxe edition because it has two discs. The first disc is the original standard studio album, and disc two is demos and B-sides, which is pretty cool. It's even got an acoustic performance from Headbangers Ball, which is pretty cool. I'll show you guys the inside. It's got a cool little inspirational type paragraph here written by, I guess, the band members. There's the band members hugging, and then you open it up and you got the band performing. Cool little booklet. And it also comes with a really cool lyric booklet. And it's got, the lyrics and pictures of the band and stuff like that. It's cool to check out. See the lyrics, and then you got pictures. It's really cool. But anyway, and I do realize doing it like this means the camera angle might be backwards on this, so I do apologize for that. I didn't think that one through. But anyway, getting on with the album. For a debut album from a band that's just starting out, this is a fantastic debut for Stone Temple Pilots. You kick off with the song Dead and Bloated, which I actually didn't think that I knew that song, but when I first heard it, I realized that this is a song that I've heard for many, many years on the radio, and I had no idea that it was Stone Temple Pilots. Didn't even really realize that that it was that popular of a song. But I think Dead and Bloated was, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first singles from Stone Temple Pilots, and it kind of really put them on the map. And this whole album is fantastic, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of songs and review them for you, and just to give you kind of an idea, or yeah, I have a pen because I like to be professional. Just to give you guys kind of a starting point, and I'll start with the very first track, Dead and Bloated. It's a very, very interesting and cool way to start off the album, because it doesn't start off with any instrumentals, no guitars, no nothing, just Scott Weiland's voice, may he rest in peace, just kind of belting out these low, distorted lyrics. And then after he gets done doing that, that's when the drums and the guitars all start to kick in at once. And it gives an overall really gritty atmosphere. And it's really, it works, that really sets the tone of what the rest of the album is going to be like. And Dead and Bloated is definitely a highlight from the album. Definitely one of the best songs on the album. You can't go wrong with just that gritty atmosphere that grunge was known for. And Scott Weiland does an excellent job on vocals. Probably one of the best grunge vocalists of all time, I would say. But yeah, that's the song Dead and Bloated. Next, I'm going to talk about track number 2, which is called Sex Type Thing. Uh, Once again, just exactly what you would expect from Stone Temple Pilots upon first listen. It's those gritty instrumentals that really captivate the overall feeling of, wow, this is something, refreshing, and this is something that people are going to talk about for a long time. And once again, just, everything about this, I can't really put it into words. Scott Weiland's voice is, once again, phenomenal. And, the lyrics are very it's kind of sexual. I mean, the song is called Sex Type Thing, and it's obviously about uh, a guy about to have sex with a girl. That's basically what it's about. So, yeah. Regarding, disregarding that, it's still a cool song. It's a really good song. Now I'll move on to number 3, Wicked Garden. Now, Wicked Garden is probably my second favorite track off of this album. Now, this is one of the faster tempo songs on the album, and it really works. You get the first two that kind of start off kind of slow a little bit. Then Wicked Garden really picks it up, and the energy is faster. The tempo is faster. Everything about this song really shows just how gritty and raw and real the instruments are, along with Scott Weiland's amazing vocals. And his vocals really shine on the chorus of this song. When I haven't really learned the lyrics to these songs yet. When he says, "Can you feel like a child? Can you see what I want? I want to run through your wicked garden. Heard that's the place to find you." Like the way that he sings that, such gritty, raw emotion, and you can tell that he really spent some time, like you can really feel it, if that makes sense. Let's see, the next one I'm going to talk about is a song called Creep. Now, this is another standout track to me, and what I remember most about this particular song are, once again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but just the instrumentation. And I hate, like I said, I hate sounding like a broken record because I feel like I say the same thing every time, but that's the only way I know how to explain it. You get more grittiness, you get more of that this is back when musicians actually used to play their instruments. I know that's a that's a lost art form in rock and metal music today, but yeah, you can tell the rest of his band did an absolutely phenomenal job, just like they did on the whole album. Once again, you can't go wrong with Scott's vocal performance. You can't go wrong with the instrumentation, especially the guitars, the drums. Everything just sounds great in this song. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is probably one of their biggest hits, and that is the song Plush. Now, this is probably my favorite Scott Weiland vocal performance on the album. It's just phenomenal, and I like to go back to my favorite part in the song is probably the chorus, because the chorus is meant to be the catchiest part of a song. It's got that hook that I look for, and you guys know I like hooks and I like catchy songs and music. But just the way that Scott Weiland sings the words, "Where you going to tomorrow? Where you going with that mask I found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her, will she smell alone?" Now, that may not make a lot of sense to a lot of people and doesn't even really make that much sense to me. but it's just the way that Scott Weiland sings that particular part of the chorus. It sends chills down my spine, honestly. And, you know, that's what I like from music. I like having lyrics like that you really have to try to decipher and figure out for yourself. And this album has no shortage of songs like that. Almost every single song is kind of difficult, and it really makes you expand your mind and really get into what each song is trying to say. Except with the exception of the song "Sex Type Thing" that I talked about earlier, that's as plain as my 2020 eyesight. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that song's about a guy getting ready to have sex with someone. But anyway, I'll leave you guys with that. I know I said the same thing in all these reviews, but that's just the only way I know how to do an album review. I'm not the best at my reviews. But overall, I give Stone Temple Pilots' debut album Core, I would easily give it a 9, maybe even a 9.5 out of 10. The only song on here that I don't really care for, and this is why I didn't talk about it, is a song called Wet My Bed, which I know sounds funny, but it's not. I think this is really meant to be just an interlude. It's not a full-length song. It's only like a minute and a half, and nothing really happens in it. So if it wasn't for that song, I would probably honestly give this album pretty close to a 10 out of 10. But my overall rating for Core is a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. Really great debut from Stone Temple Pilots, and if you're looking to get into any kind of grunge from the 90s, I suggest you check these guys out. And to be quite honest with you, and this may be a controversial thing to say, is when you think of grunge, I know everyone thinks of the band Nirvana. And rightfully so. I mean, Kurt Cobain and company did an amazing job with the grunge movement. A lot of people argue, well, not really argue, but they say that Nirvana is really what started grunge back in the late 80s. But if I'm being completely honest, I like Stone Temple Pilots more than Nirvana. I even like Alice in Chains better than Nirvana. I think Nirvana is actually a little overrated, to be honest. I do love, don't get me wrong, I really love Kurt Cobain. I love Dave Grohl and everyone that was in Nirvana back then. I love the sound, but I just think that they're a little overrated. I think Stone Temple Pilots and Alice in Chains are better than Nirvana. That's just me. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop rambling now. So what did you guys think of this review? Do you think Stone Temple Pilots deserves all the praise that I'm giving them? And, what do you think of this album? As always, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about me. And I'll see you guys in the next video later on today. Take care.